Hey everybody, my name is Trisha Cephas and I am doing the self-assessment for my exercise and physiology course for a journal. So while sitting in a quiet and relative calm state, I close my eyes and maintain a relaxed breathing pattern. And though I am relatively tired from lack of sleep and recovering from a cold, the rise and fall of my chest were not forced, which is important because they both play a role in the resting state. As I sat with my eyes closed, I counted my respirations and I noticed that I can hear and feel the thudding movement of my heart, which is in the cardiovascular system. And I tested for my heart rate using the tips of my index finger and my middle fingers on the carotid artery, remembering to press firmly without excessive pressure so I do not affect the rate of the heart of the well affect the flow of the heart rate. I also used the 15-second count for this method for this assessment, and I received 16 beats in 15 seconds, and I multiplied that by 4 to receive a heart rate of 64 beats per minute. While in the resting state, there were no muscular contractions. Well, no intense muscular contractions. There was only the minimal flexion of the elbow, which was this movement here, as I brought my hand to my neck to test my heart rate. Before beginning this 3-minute jog exercise, which I dreaded, I will not lie, I stretched. It's just because it's something that I just do before performing any form of activity. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't know how much it affected my results, but that's something that I do. I stretched and I walked in place for about 30 seconds to warm up and prepare for my two most despised physical activities in the world. I'm not a runner, I'm not a jogger, I'm not even a brisk walker. And I hate push-ups. So yeah, you know how I felt about this exercise, but this assessment. But I started to jog in place at a steady pace and inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And midway through, about the halfway point, that technique failed. As I said, I'm in no formal fashion a runner. So eh, I was just breathing just to make it by, just to get through the 3 minutes. And I did. I did. I got through those 3 minutes. And I felt the need to grab my inhaler, but I did not. I fought it off, and that was something I hadn't experienced in a long time. I usually normally do not need my inhaler. I've been even doing it. I have done insanity and haven't needed my inhaler, but for some reason, I think the running and coming over a cold had something to do with it. So um, I really feel it. I felt the need for it, but I just didn't give in. Once I finished with the jogging, I dropped down and gave those godforsaken push-ups my all, and I managed to give 28 of my best push-ups in proper formation before muscle fatigue started to kick in. My cardiovascular system felt warm, my heart was pounding with much quickness, and I could hear it throbbing. My respiratory system worked hard to pull in the oxygen I needed and release the carbon dioxide without the assistance of my inhaler. And lastly, my neuromuscular system, like my arms, my upper back, my trapezius muscle back here, and my calves with the tingling sensation. And I really don't think this activity invoked soreness of the muscles, but I would say that at that time being, I did feel tension within the muscles. I no longer feel it though, so I wouldn't say that I feel sore. The heart rate following this exercise was 140 beats per minute, using the same 15-second count and multiplying by 4. And um, my breathing rate had increased to 24 respirations, steady, in and out movement, inhale, exhale movement. With consistent exercise, many long-term adaptations may occur in the respiratory, cardiovascular, and neuromuscular systems. In the respiratory system, adjustments of the exchange of gases occur as more oxygen is needed while performing physical activity. Another adaptation that occurs within the respiratory system when exercising is the intercostal muscles and the strength and endurance of the diaphragm, resulting in improved air circulation with minimized fatigue. And also adjustments of the lungs capacity to allow for increased size. To allow for an increase in size for more airflow is the same thing same regard as stroke volume in the cardiovascular system. Well, speaking of that, in the cardiovascular system, the heart's mass and volume increases and the cardiac muscles undergo hypertrophy. Also, systolic and diastolic blood pressure can also decrease at rest and during submaximal exercise in individuals with hypertension, with those who do not suffer from hypertension experience little to no change. And lastly, cardiac output also increases during maximal exercise to increase the stroke volume. Adaptations that occur within the neuromuscular system are the motor unit development through strength training. Resistant trainings develop communication between your brain and fast twitch motor units, enabling a greater activation of fast twitch fibers. And there can also be an increase in the mitochondria when performing long-term exercises. The mitochondria stored within the muscle increases in size, and then a more substantial amount of mitochondria is stored. And these are all adaptations that occur within the cardiovascular, respiratory, and the neuromuscular systems. So I hope this was helpful. And have a good evening because it's extremely late.